Good morning, good people. Welcome back to A Moment on Mondays with your girl, your sister. I'm your friend and personal growth coach, Stephanie Armstrong. And this morning, I'd like to speak to you about observe without evaluating. A few years ago, I was thinking about what I was thinking about, as Joyce Meyer likes to say. And I would had to ask myself questions such as, why would you think that? Why would you say that? Do you know that for sure? Or where is that coming from? See, the inner critic inside me had been lurking around for a very long time in my subconscious through childhood influences, through cultural insinuations and examples, through adult conversations I had overheard, many different ways how the inner critic in me was birthed and produced. See, I had to understand that the inner critic was formed by the influences of the outer critics. And I want you to think about that. And as a result of understanding how this inner critic began to repeat itself over and over and over again in my subconscious until it became second nature, I had to really take a look on the inside. And I had to ask myself questions such as what I've asked before. Why are you thinking that? Why would you say that in your head? Why would you, what makes you think that about this, that, or the other thing, or that person, or so forth and so on? This is a hard topic because it really truly makes you look inside and become more aware of the voices that you are listening to, as well as the voices that continue to perpetuate itself in your subconscious. So the inner critic measures, the inner critic compares, the inner critic judges and critiques. So you have to ask yourself, have I been guilty of that? Am I judging and critiquing people even if you never said a word to them? You have to ask yourself these hard questions and ask yourself, how am I going to be a part of silencing the inner critic? Because I thought for myself that I would give the inner critic some new assignments and even a new name. So I had to learn how to observe without evaluating. And when you learn how to observe without evaluating, then it helps you to be less judgmental. So if you have found yourself doing some self-analysis and asking yourself, why are you thinking the way that you're thinking about people, places, and things that you shouldn't be thinking, then I want to offer you some strategies as your assignment for this coming week. Number one, when you are tempted to evaluate a person's worth, merit, skills, talents, or anything such as that, I want you to ask yourself, where is that coming from? Is that to make yourself feel better? Or is it to see how you measure up against that other person's perceived success? Number two, when you're tempted to compare yourself to someone else, I want you to ask yourself, are you being envious? Are you being jealous? Or are you operating from a spirit of even spite? When you're tempted to become annoyed by someone else's presence or personality or success, or even their idiosyncrasies and flaws, ask yourself, are you having the same issues? Are you faced with the same kinds of challenges? And has God been gracious to you? And how can you be gracious to that person? These are questions that I want you to ask yourself throughout the course of the week. And I want you to use this as a key phrase. Am I observing without evaluating? Or you can just simply say, observe without evaluating. I say it to myself all the time. Observe without evaluating. Or I'll say to myself, don't judge that. Don't judge that. You don't have all the information. And a lot of times we don't have all the information. We don't know people's stories. We don't know what they're dealing with. We don't know the things that they have overcome. So we have to learn to be gentle with other people. But it starts with being gentle with yourself and giving the inner critic inside you new assignments so that you can be complimentary, so that you can be affirming, so that you can be gracious and kind, and so that you can be long-suffering and forbearing with other people. Well, that's all that I have for you today. I know it was a lemon squeeze. It was a lemon squeeze for me too. But I look forward to seeing you on next Monday. Please check me out at presencewithpurpose.net. I look forward to seeing you on the following Monday. But until then, please make this your best day ever.